Let me take you into a time where there's a special Armageddon weapon that can only be operated with red sapphire. It has the power to freeze time, fast forward it, or even stop time forever. The movie begins with a chase, and we're introduced to the lead character of the movie, Marissa. She's chasing after a thief who has stolen a weapon known as the Armageddon device. In the middle of all this chaos, she talks to her husband. Marissa's husband is Wilbur. All he knows is that his wife is an interior decorator. He has no idea she is a spy. Marissa eventually reaches the timekeeper and captures the villain, TikTok. We also learn that Marissa is pregnant, yet despite that, she completes the mission successfully and has TikTok arrested.
Fraction! Oh, congratulations!
Then her boss Danger arrives and tells her to keep the Armageddon device safely with her. Marissa also keeps a biscuit that she got from TikTok. When it's played, she learns that the red sapphire was being investigated years ago and that it was going to become extremely important. Marissa is then taken to the hospital, where we find out that Wilbur is actually Marissa's second husband. He already had kids from his first marriage, 2 kids named Rebecca and Cecil. The movie moves forward, and we see that Marissa has retired from spying. The 2 kids live with Wilbur, but they don't like Marissa at all. We also see a little girl named Morpheus. Wilbur is so busy with his work at the OSS, Organization of Super Spies, that he can't even give time to his own kids. He believes that once his project becomes successful in a few years, he will be able to live happily with his family. Later, his instruments alert him that the timekeeper has manipulated time and made it move faster. That's why everyone starts noticing that time is passing unusually quickly. That night, the whole family sits together for dinner. Cecil and Rebecca ask their father if he has ever caught a spy. Wilbur replies that he hasn't, but he would love to do it someday. Rebecca is unable to bond with her stepmother, Marissa.
I lost my appetite.
On the other hand, Marissa wishes to get closer to the children. That's why she goes to Rebecca and gives her a gift from her own mother.
Mom.
This makes Rebecca quite emotional, and she begins to develop a positive impression of Marissa. Rebecca confesses that all the pranks she had been playing until now were all aimed at getting rid of Marissa. But Marissa doesn't mind any of it. Just then, Rebecca gives Marissa a gift containing a red sapphire.
You're really giving this to me?
You're so very special.
Meanwhile, Wilbur is watching TV when he sees a broadcast where the timekeeper announces that he has activated a device that will drastically speed up time. People don't value time anymore, and they no longer spend it with their loved ones. Slowly, the timekeeper warns, time will run out, and the whole world will come to an end. We also find out that TikTok has escaped from prison and is now working with the timekeeper. Their plan is to get the red sapphire so they can use the Armageddon device. Marissa gets information that the red sapphire is in danger and needs to be protected because the timekeeper is after it. Marissa, even though she doesn't want to, has to ask for the necklace back. At first, Rebecca refuses, but then she hands the box over to Marissa. Marissa and Wilbur also have a dog that she entrusts with watching over the kids. Then Marissa leaves for the OSS office with the box. When she reaches there and opens the box to give it to Danger, she finds that the red sapphire isn't inside. Instead, there's another gift. Rebecca had pulled off another prank and swapped the items again. Now the timekeeper finds out that the red sapphire must be at Marissa's house. He immediately sends all his minions to attack the house. Rebecca thinks at first that this is another prank by her stepmother, but soon, she realizes that the house is really under attack. Their dog suddenly starts talking, revealing that it's actually a high-tech robotic agent. The dog quickly takes the kids to the emergency room hidden inside the house. There, a pre-recorded video of Marissa begins to play. In it, she explains everything. She tells them that her secret had been kept from them for years. If they've reached the emergency room, it means the situation is serious. She tells them to be brave, take care of themselves, and sit in the chairs behind them to activate the system. As soon as they sit down, the chairs transform and descend into an underground passage leading to the OSS headquarters.
What do they want? How long has Marissa been a spy?
Okay.
But behind them, the minions were beating down. The effect of the chill had spread so much that it caused an equal reaction, and he disintegrated within it. Marissa finds out that minions have attacked her home, and she says to the others that they should take care of the kids. Then Rebecca and Cecil reach someone, and we meet our old lead character, Carmen. On the other side, Wilbur is told that if he doesn't come up with a good project soon, he'll be fired from his job. He's advised to present whatever he has as quickly as possible. Carmen tells Cecil that she and their mother were all a part of this, although their mom may not have shared this truth. Later, Carmen gives Rebecca and Cecil a tour of OSS. Rebecca and Cecil also take some gadgets from there. Meanwhile, Marissa finds out where TikTok is currently located and how he's managing time. Even though Marissa had her baby daughter Mariah with her, she still took her along bravely.
Bring it in. The armor.
TikTok soon realizes that Marissa is nearby, and so he sends all his minions after her. Marissa defeats them and moves forward, but TikTok escapes by then.
Better luck next time.
Meanwhile, Rebecca and Cecil feel that they have nothing left to lose and decide to strike back. They try to use a device, but it's inactive. So, they roam around OSS and ask their robot dog to help them get out. The robot performs impressively, and the three of them reach a room that was restricted. Inside, they discover a panel no one had dared to approach yet. They solve a word puzzle, which reveals information about where to find the timekeeper. However, they were warned not to use the machine, so they all ran away. By now, another system activates, and Rebecca and Cecil reach a chamber near a vortex. On the other hand, Carmen tells Marissa that both her children have run away. Rebecca and Cecil, inside the vortex chamber, are hopeful they will find some clue. They discover a secret path and end up at the timekeeper's base. Meanwhile, Wilbur develops software that can track the path and sets off with his cameraman to hunt for it. Rebecca and Cecil arrive at TikTok's hideout and confront him and the timekeeper. Just then, Carmen also arrives to save their lives. They all try to fight together against the enemy, but during the scuffle, TikTok takes away the necklace with the red sapphire from Rebecca. While everyone is still fighting the minions, it is revealed that TikTok is about to reach his secret place to initiate the final phase of his plan. Wilbur and his cameraman record all the lights and chaos happening there. Meanwhile, Rebecca, Marissa, and Carmen escape safely. Marissa apologizes to her kids, saying, "Forgive me for not telling you I was a spy." But Rebecca and Cecil say they're not upset at all. At Wilbur's office, the footage is reviewed, and he is shocked to see that his wife and baby daughter Mariah are also present in it. As a result, Wilbur decides to prevent the footage from being broadcast and destroys it. He becomes furious with Marissa and tells her, "I need some time alone." Although Marissa apologizes sincerely, Wilbur insists, "Just leave me alone for a while." The news channels kept repeating the same thing over and over. That time was slipping away rapidly. On the other side, Danger tells everyone that to fight the timekeeper, they will have to put something called "went to sleep" into action. That's why they locked it away in a level secret room. And now, the one who is going to fight the timekeeper is a retired agent. Here, the discussion is about Ruby, who has now grown up. Rebecca and Cecil are once again made to sit inside a room and are told he cannot go outside. But just then, Danger arrives. Danger realizes the kids are smart and says, "So you both figured me out. Now, you won't be able to escape." That's when we discover that the injured person was actually the timekeeper. He locks them in the room and leaves. The kids tell this to Marissa, that her boss is the real timekeeper. But Carmen, who's a regular person, doesn't believe it. However, when the timekeeper removes his mask in front of the fans, everyone sees that he's indeed the timekeeper. Now he not only has the Armageddon, but also the red sapphire. With that time control, he begins to freeze every human. Rebecca and Cecil manage to find a way out and realize that everyone here has been freezed. Jordy also realizes he may not be freezed, because he hasn't worn his best gear yet. After that, he frees Marissa and Carmen too. But then, all three of them get trapped in a traffic blockade. Meanwhile, on the other side, Rebecca and Cecil's gadgets were activated. So, using all their gadgets, they reach level 13, where they find out that there's nothing kept there and that it's also a kind of trap. Meanwhile, their robot dog tells Wilbur that everyone is now freezed, so maybe he should help them too. On the other side, Rebecca and Cecil also reach the timekeeper's secret place. The timekeeper narrates his full story. Many years ago, his father conducted an experiment, but it was unsuccessful, and by mistake, he got frozen and trapped inside the machine his father had built. For years, his father tried to unfreeze him, but was never successful. Eventually, a cure called red sapphire was discovered and used to finally unfreeze him. But by then, he had lost his time. And today, with the help of Armageddon and the red sapphire, he can go back to his old time. Cecil reveals that the timekeeper is none other than TikTok himself, and all the minions standing here are his copies. Every time he tries to reverse time, he fails and comes back defeated. Cecil pleads with him not to go back to his time, telling him he'll find nothing there. But the timekeeper refuses to listen and once again tries to freeze everyone. Meanwhile, Rebecca and Cecil secretly steal the watch from his pocket, but they were still unfreezed. The timekeeper travels back to his timeline and meets his father. But after a short time, he returns, looking much older and tired. He admits, "You were right. I couldn't change anything in my time." With this realization, the whole situation finally comes under control. Everyone is now free, and even Wilbur returns. The families are all reunited and happy. We also find out that Mariah is a spy baby. She too is showing her spy instincts. And with that, the news spreads everywhere that the timekeeper has been captured, and from now on, the Armageddon and red sapphire will not be used anymore. Meanwhile, Rebecca and Cecil have now become the new Spy Kids, and they are recruiting all the children. That means a new Spy Kids team is being formed. And with that, this brilliant movie comes to an end.